Hey y'all. So let's just get into it because something happened to me earlier this morning where my peace was interrupted and disrupted and disturbed. So I began to talk to myself. And now I'm talking to you guys. And after about an hour, good 45 minutes of talking to myself, I decided to make this video. So this is where we're at. If you watch my videos or if you know me personally, you know that my childhood sucks. I mean, like big time. Okay. Um, Saying that I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy is doesn't even need to be said. It's just something that I don't even think should have been in existence. Period. Uh, but it happened, and I'm here today, 45 years later, actually about 40 years later, because it happened to me when I was from basically from three, but we're going to start from six because that's when the sexual abuse started happening. But from three to six, it was actually from my birth because my mother, the person who birthed me, had severe mental issues. Um, so I'll tell you what happened this morning because it might seem like something that's so trivial, but I'm explaining this to you to tell you like how I'm triggered. That's one of my triggers. I'm staying in a guest house. I'm on the ground floor, and there is a family above me, and they have young children, okay? And those young children like to make lots of noise early in the morning. Now, I've been here for about a good 2 weeks, and they've been making noise practically the whole time. And I've not said anything because they're kids, and I'm waiting for the adults in the group to say something to the kids to be like, hey, kids, don't do that, whatever. It seems like they're not saying too much because the kids' volume seems to be escalating, and the activities seem to be escalating. Because at first it was just a noise, now they're running shit across the floor, and their floor is my ceiling. So at seven something, 8 in the morning, that's how I'm getting, woken up when I'm sleeping past like 5 or 6. Anyway, so I'm sitting here and I put on my headphones because I'm just like, fine, they're not going to be quiet, so I'll block out the noise. But I can hear them over my headphones. So now I'm starting to get like a bit upset, okay, more than upset actually, because I'm like, I'm doing all that I can to counteract your behavior. And you should be doing that. Your parents, actually, not you, the kids, but the parents or the guardians or the angels, who's ever up there, should be doing something. And I'm just like, okay, so I can't start yelling. I've done that years and years ago when someone made me angry. I would just start yelling, but I don't want to do that. And I haven't wanted to do that for years, and I haven't really done it for years. I do still get angry, and like I said, rage is inside me. Uh, so I just started talking to myself like I'm talking to you right now. Um, and I've learned that that's one of my greatest coping skills, greatest coping tools, is that I'm okay with talking to myself. And I would say reason number two why I'm okay with talking to myself is because I don't trust other people. Other people have motives and stuff that I find quite negative and quite manipulative and quite degrading, and so they can use your vulnerabilities against you. Sometimes they won't, but why put it in their hands? So I talk to myself, and as I'm talking to myself for about a good hour, the topic of my childhood comes up because when I see that a child is not being guided in the right manner, no matter how small it may be, the kids are just rolling stuff across the floor and yelling and screaming. But that's a trigger for me. Okay, so I needed to get it out because if I don't get it out, then I will become extremely toxic. Yeah. And then here comes the yelling and the rage and the anger, and I don't want that to take over my life. Yeah. So as I'm talking to myself, like I said, for about a good hour, I'm thinking like, why is so much like sadness come with childhood abuse and childhood sexual abuse, which is what happened to me, and both physical and sexual, mentally and emotionally. Um, and as some of you may know, I was raised by sadists, so there, take it and do what you will with it. I'm gonna talk about it later. I can't talk about it right now because I just can't. But that's who I was raised by. So my